Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Set of people don't care what they talking about. A racist is someone living happy and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people in the ghetto catching hell. Now tell them racists sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. Get up early next morning, go down in the 10 days yard. You'll see so much different type of people line up with the ID card. Or visit my village called Talparo, where they ain't get no water for years. People don't know the race, yes they don't know the color. With a bucket sit down shedding tears. Now tell them racists sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. Visit the General Hospital, and I know that you would be shocked to see so much different race of people line up waiting on the dock. Or pay a visit to the 8th ward, where they ain't find no cure as yet. People don't know the race, yes they can't remember the color. All they know is that they're facing death. Now tell them racists sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from.
conversation with Victor Roberts will start very shortly. Victor Roberts is coming into the studio.
Really not for people in the ghetto catching hell. Now tell them racist sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. Get up early next morning, go down in the 10 days yard. You'll see so much different type of people line up with the ID card. Or visit my village called Talparo, where they ain't get no water for years. People don't know the race, yes, they don't know the color. With a bucket, sit down, shedding tears. No, tell them racist sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from tongue. Sufferers only want to hear where the next food coming from. Visit the General Hospital, and I know that you would be shocked to see so much different race of people line up waiting on the dock. Or pay a visit to the AIDS ward, where they ain't find no cure as yet. People don't.
We want to welcome our viewers, listeners, locally, regionally, internationally. Welcome, welcome. Of course, my heart continues to go out to those who is seriously affected by the flood waters that have not yet subsided in any form or fashion. A matter of fact, there are areas that I had to turn back, and my vehicle is a high vehicle built to deal with the flooding situation. And there is areas today that I could not pass as a result of the water level. I am telling you, I kid you not, there is areas where water is reaching my van by the headlight just below the bonnet. And that is not even the deep area yet, because I know the road. I have never seen water so high in those areas. I mean, it's something else. People just cannot, they maroon, they can't come out, go in, Suchet Trace in a mess, Barapo in a mess. I mean, it's something else. It's a sad situation.
Yeah, Victor, I know we are a pro-UNC show and we support the United National Congress. But you see that topic you're talking about flooding, especially down in the Penal, Barakpur, the Debe area. Every year is flooding. We're facing our elections right now. How could we be facing these people and they are being affected every single year with the flooding? Do you not think it is time that these people hear some sort of relief from the authorities right? Whether it is from the government or from the UNC that would be showing these people of Barrackpore a solution, right? Come up with a solution, bring down some technocrats, bring down some people who could come and show these people, give them some hope that if I vote for you, you would be doing this to alleviate the flooding. Because come whatever government down that side is be flooding, and I never experienced flooding before, but I just see people losing fridge, stove, car, everything, losing everything, and every year they just take that and continue adjusting the spanner.
Well, actually, Palo Secos, Los Bajos, Sanafra, Rancho Quemado, Erin, areas like Lawrence Sutton and so on, which is in the constituency of Labre, even on the Rosilac side, Archie, I am telling you, it's terrible. We have seen water like we have never seen before, and while some people blame global warming and everybody have something else to blame, the fact remains, Archie, is that the authorities need to do what needs to be done and let the chips fall where it may. Because you cannot tell me that, well, we have an increased rain, but yet the rivers and so on is not the silt. The rivers is not prepared to take the volume of water. If we are speaking about having more rainfall, then common sense will tell you, I don't think we need...
That is why talking about, boy, Victor.
Yeah.
If I am a voter and I live in down in Barrackpore, Penal, these areas that is flooded out badly like that every year, I want some hope. I want some hope. Now, I'll tell you something about this Marabella area that we're in right now. Right? I have been here for quite a long time. And the area where I was from specifically is called Gopal Lands. Right? And I used to teach in the junior secondary school there. And from that school, all through Gopal Lands used to be underwater when it have any kind of rainfall. Right? Now, in 2010, when they changed government, I remember walking through these floods because we now part of the system. So we had the counselor, and we had just gotten a new counselor, and we walk around and we check and we saw and we submitted some little ideas to the government. And you know, after that main flood, what they had done was they paved the drains, right? They use some sort of science to calculate runoff, and they use some return period. They see what size the drain have to be. They put box drains all over. They went and they dredged the river mouth. And you know, since that set of works, and I'm talking about dig up the main road and replace those little tunnels and things.
Yeah.
And you know, since those works were done, Gopal Lands, Marabella, in this area, we don't know about flooding, right? So that was a direct result of government doing something for the people to alleviate flooding. Now, I know in Barrackpore and Penal, those are like catchment areas that people may have inadvertently built on, but still, I know there are countries where they are below sea level and they do not flood. It is just a matter of science, right? And I think it's about time the people start to demand from there, as you always say, it's time for people to start demanding results. Right?
We cannot expect different results with the same infrastructure that is at hand over the years. For instance, we cannot expect a better result when we speak of more rainfall and we have the same width of river, the same crossings,
and remember,
take out the volume of water.
More houses would have been built. So there's much more quicker runoff and there's less infiltration. All these things are science, right? I remember doing a course where one of the problems was to design a drain to hold the amount of water in the future, assuming the rate of development is X and they use the highest rainfall period, is things like this. Right? Retention, dams thing. We have to start. Like, let us say we are UNC. And I think the next UNC government that is campaigning for power have to include relief for these people. They have to do it. Right? And I know it's our government, but I don't want my party, that UNC, to go and tell the people, vote for me because we just do this better, we just do that better. You know what time people had to wake up to go Port of Spain? That is nonsense. By the time I do so, I go in up Port of Spain someday recently, and I reach right here in Claxton Bay. Traffic from there all the way, right? You have to, and there are solutions, and there are cheap solutions. But people just take that traffic, as you say, the spanner effect. They just wake up earlier. They just wake up earlier. Now men have to wake up 4 o'clock in order to go Port of Spain. And I am saying it's about time. Right? And I wish my own party could hear what I am saying. It is time to take plans, put it towards the people and show them that this will improve their standard of life.
Actually,
when Basdeo Pandey had built that thing down crossing, that interchange, man, people started to reach home a little early. Long time there used to have so much traffic. He built a little interchange, people started to reach home a little early. Right? So your quality of your life improves, and it is about time. I know this is election time, and we have to start going to the people, showing them tangible ways, and don't come with no pie in the sky thing that are going to build 10 hospital and 50 schools. Where you getting the money from? You have to show people a reasonable plan that could work.
But on the other hand, Archie, it seems as though some people comfortable in their situation, because as I keep saying, we cannot be doing the same thing and expect different results, because over the years, I have seen when Oliveri was the MP for Labre, an excavator came and started to clean the Panseco River. And actually, the excavator spent a substantial amount of time. And you know, I took it upon myself with a friend, and we decided that we're going to walk the riverbank, because the excavator, we've seen a very beautiful job in the front where everybody's seeing. Actually, when we decide to walk that riverbank,
exactly,
you know what was happening? The excavator was parking up in the bush. The excavator parking up in the bush where nobody could see. They clean where you could see. And if you walk 100 meters down the river, all day clear. But when you pass there and you're going only the back of Weber Trace to come down by the battery, and then you come in the back of Johnson Trace and going down to Lawrence South Trace and going down the road, is only where you can see the excavator work. There were areas that we had taken photographs where the river closing, all in the back by way Demus was. Now they have it as oil belt or somebody else controlling that farm out in the back of the Brazilian nuts. And when you walk the river, there were some places where the main river course was just about 4 feet wide.
Right. Now that is our next thing. It is about time we build physical structures in some of these water courses. You see this stupid thing with claying and getting excavator and claying the waterways? You see that kind of nonsense? They had to stop that. Put some physical, like how they have them dry rivers and thing, put some hard walls, because when the surface where the water running off actually is hard, it's hard. Yeah. You get what you call a faster runoff, right? So it's about time you start, instead of spending millions and millions of dollars in compensating people for flood losses, which sometimes they don't get the money they're spending on, but the people don't get it, right? Instead of spending all the money in compensation for flood losses, spend it in flood mitigation. And you see these paved rivers, I tired see all these councillors and people showing off they clean drain with excavator and thing, but in about 6 months, that thing done clog up and full up with all kind of weed and all kind of thing. So if you build proper hard water courses where you could get a nice little machine to go and clear it out and thing, that will help a lot. That is what they did in Marabella here, you know. They built one major storm drain and they pave it. So anytime water running at it, running off fast into the sea.
Well, I think the government have spoken, and they tell us that when you start to pay property tax, you will get good service. They tell us
that
property tax that the property tax, the money will go towards local government arms, which one, will provide you with a better service, two, and also provide you with a better standard of living. That is what the government is telling us. And as we get into today's subject, Archie, I know time is limited, I think we had a video with Keith Rowley telling us about this property tax. I don't know if you have it at your fingertip.
Ready to go.
But if you had that video, play that video.
More contentious issues in the last general election was that of the property tax. Where in the PNM's manifesto is this addressed?
It's not in the document. This is one of the things we need to talk to people about.
Let me take
Just
that.
like
let,
the
let
other
me take
thing.
that one. I'm glad you raised that. I heard a UNC minister, I think it was the famous Prakash Ramadar, telling people that the PNM will bring back the dreaded property tax. Let me make it abundantly clear. The property tax has already been dealt with. So for anybody in the government now to be telling the population that this PNM coming into office will bring back that tax is the highest level of dishonesty, which has been the hallmark of this UNC government. So
More contentious issues in the last general election was that of the property tax. Where in the PNM's manifesto is this addressed?
It's not in the document. This is one of the things we need to talk to people about.
let me take
Just
that.
like
let,
the
let
other
me take
thing.
that one. I'm glad you raised that. I heard a UNC minister, I think it was the famous Prakash Ramadar, telling people that the PNM will bring back the dreaded property tax. Let me make it abundantly clear. The property tax has already been dealt with. So for anybody in the government now to be telling the population that this PNM coming into office will bring back that tax is the highest level of dishonesty, which has been the hallmark of this UNC government. So I'm
About this dreaded property tax, and he pinpoint Prakash Ramadar. And he was,
And you notice part of the propaganda. Everybody know Prakash Ramadar was COP, but they're trying to paint, like you know how there's demonized UNC. Prakash Ramadar was probably the political leader cop, right? But you call him the UNC minister, the famous Prakash Ramadar.
and he was glad, as you hear Rowley say, I'm glad you raised that, because it's something he tell the media. Every time the media raise a point to corner him, he always glad you raised that. And he always want to deal with that. And he always want to deal. So here it is. The same PNM opposition at the time was saying to you, the people of this country, that anybody tell you that the PNM will implement the property tax is the highest level of dishonesty. But what you did not understand was the high level dishonest man preaching about honesty and dishonesty. And when you see, ladies and gentlemen, you have a prime minister who is dishonest, who is a stranger to the truth. I want to know how it is today that the property tax is before your doorstep. That is my question. And why the property tax is before your doorstep? They're saying to you that you will get better service. They're saying to you that your standard of living will improve. Well, let me help you understand some figures here today. That is what they're selling you. That is the narrative, that the property tax money will help the corporations, and the corporations would be able to provide better service to you. That the corporation, because of the funding that they will accumulate, will help you to have a better standard of living. And I want you to think and examine with me here this evening as we discuss. I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that my research showed me that between 2021 and 2023, something happened. Number one, the allocation for local government went up by 200%. The money that has been allocated for local government between 2021 and 2023, it went up by 200%. This was reported in one of our dailies. In 2021, the allocation was around $130 million. In 2022, ladies and gentlemen, they increased the allocation by over $200+ million. And in 2023, they increased the allocation and carried over $340 million in 2023. That is what the government did. So if the allocation increased from 130 million in 2021 to 200 million in 2022 and $340 million in 2023, how come today you have not seen the improvement in services from the local regional body in our country? How come today you have not had a better standard of living? So when they increase this money, ladies and gentlemen, and the worst is yet to come, when they increase this money by 200%, by $340 million, and the corporation still cannot provide the necessity that you need as the burgesses, they still cannot provide the clearing of the river courses, they still cannot provide the repairs to the minor roads, they still cannot provide the repairs to bridges and footpaths in your community, they still cannot upgrade facilities within the marketplace, and so on and so on. But yet the government is telling you that the property tax that is before your door, that they are going to ensure that you get better goods and services, and that your standard of living would improve, while they raised it to 340 million and your standard of living continue to deteriorate within these municipal corporations. That is the reality. But let me tell you something. Not only did he carry it to 340, I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this government, in the mid-year review, the Minister of Finance, in the mid-year review, that minister who laugh at you on every occasion, in the mid-year review, that minister, and I'm speaking about 2023, that minister increased the allocation to $501 million. He raised it to 340 in 2023, and in the mid-year review, the minister took that allocation up to $501 million, and yet today the corporations continue to starve for funds. My question today is, where the money going? Where the money going? And that is why I tell you, the people, that you are satisfied with the misconduct, you are satisfied with the nepotism, you are satisfied with the corruption of this government. Because if you are not satisfied, ladies and gentlemen, on numerous occasions that we call you to stand up for your rights, stand up for democracy, stand up against the pedophiles within the PNM, and yet you reject the call on every occasion. You sit in your home and all you do is sit in your home and complain. That is all you do, just complain and complain. And then when the election call, then we see we have the same results. In 2015, you came out of having a savings, a bank account, able to pay your bill, able to send your children to school, able to get books, able to provide good meals, good nutrition, good nourishment for your children, able to drive a car of your choice. You came out of that in 2015. And yet, even with the austerity measures that were implemented upon you, the people, by this PNM Keith Rowley regime, yet in 2020, you went back and supported the hardship. You went back and do it to yourself. You have seen the behavior of this government. You have seen the way in which that this government continues to mismanage the economy. You have seen where this government is unable to attract direct foreign investors. You have seen the level of the breaches of our democracy, the breaches of our constitution, the way in which the government have utilized their authority. You have seen the millions upon millions of dollars with the deals, the sweetheart deals. Last couple of weeks, we show you a list of corrupt monies that still is accounted for in this country. You have seen the Nelson Gate fiasco. You have seen the Reginald Amor fiasco. You have seen the Keith Rowley fiasco with failing to declare. You have seen the Foster Cummins, $4.4 million in the venture credit union. You have seen the Roman bill by these ministers. You have seen it all, but yet to the end of the day, you are blind to reality, but your eyes are open to stupidity. So you sit home and you just complain and believe that complaining the problem will fix. They have raised this money in the media review after raising it for 200%. By 200%. The Minister of Finance raised this money, this allocation, to $501 million. And what benefit did you get out of your taxpayer money? That is my question. But why did the minister raise this money? Is it because a member of society had took the matter, the suspension of the local government elections, to the Privy Council? Is it because the Privy Council ruled that the behavior of the government was in fact an illegal act? And is it because the Minister of Finance knew for a fact that they had not provided any tangible infrastructure in this country to be re-elected in office? Is it because the Minister of Finance